In year 3, when we're adding, we can either use pictorial representations or the column method. I'm going to start with the column method. So I'm going to start off by writing my hundreds, tens and ones. Then I'm going to put my numbers in the right places. So 235 and then 153. When we're adding, we always make sure that we start at the ones. So 5 add 3 is 8. 30 add 50 is 80. And then 200 add 100 equals 300. We can also do this pictorially. So if I start with drawing my hundreds, 100. And then my tens. Then my ones. And then my second number, which is 153. So I need 100, 5 tens, and then 3 ones. I start off to find that answer by adding my ones together first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then adding my tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And then my hundreds, 100, 200, 300. So that gives me the same answer as 388. In year 3, we also add with regrouping. Regrouping is when the tens or ones equal to 10 or more. So I'm going to start with my ones. 7 add 6 is 13. So I'm going to put the 3 ones from the 13 underneath and put the 10 under the tens columns. Then I'm going to add my tens. 20 add 50 equals 70. Add another 10 equals 80. Then I'm going to add my hundreds. 200 add 100 equals 300. We can also do this pictorially. So I've already drawn out my numbers, 227 and 156. So I always start with my ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I have 13 ones. I know that I will have to regroup, so I'm going to cross out 10 of those ones. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. And I'm going to turn that into a 10. So I now have 3 ones remaining, and then I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 tens, and then 100, 200, 300, and then 300 300s.
Okay, we're going to be looking today at solving subtraction problems using pictorial methods. So the number problem I've got is 6,452 minus 5,237. And I've labelled up my minuend, my subtrahend and my difference. So once we found the answer, that'll be our difference. And below I've got my 6,452. And below that, my 5,237. So when we're doing our subtraction, we always need to start over in the ones column. So the first thing I've got to do is I've got to do 2 minus 7. So that's difficult to do, we can't do that. So what we first need to do, we'll just exchange to the left, go into our tens column, cross out one of our tens, and exchange it into our ones column. So I need to draw out my 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus that on, 11, 12. So I've got 12 minus 7. So then I've got to do my 7, take it away. I've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 5 left. Then I have a look into my tens column and I've got 10, 20, 30, 40 left. So 40 minus 10, 20, 30. So you take 30 away from up here. So take 10, 20, 30, and I've got 10 left. Into my hundreds column, I've got 100, 200, 300, 400, minus 100, 200. So I need to come back up to the top, take away my 200, and I've got 200 left. Lastly, I need to go into my thousands column. I've got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, minus 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. So I need to take away 5,000 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 1,000 left. So at the bottom here, you've got your partitioned answer that we need to put all together to find the difference. So I've got my 1,000, 200, and 15. And I can move that back up to the top where I've got my number sentence so that my difference, 1,215.
In year 3, we learn to subtract with exchanging and without exchanging. I'm going to show you how to use the column method to do both. So first I'm going to do without exchanging. So 5 take away 4 equals 1. 20 take away 20 equals 0. 800 take away 100 equals 700. And then I'm now going to show you with exchanging. Exchange is when you don't have enough tens or ones to be able to complete the calculation. So first I'm going to start off with my ones. 4 take away 4 equals 0. 20 take away 70. I can't do that, so I need to exchange 100 for 10 tens. So now, and then I have 800s left. So I'm going to do 120 take away 70, and that leaves me with 50. And then 800 take away 100 equals 700.
Okay, so let's have a look at multiplication in year 3. In year 3, the children are expected to be able to calculate a 2-digit number multiplied by a 1-digit number using the grid method. So we start off, first of all, by partitioning the numbers into their tens and ones and setting them out into the grid like this. So 18 has got 1 10, so we put 10 there and 8 ones there, and that is multiplied by 3 there like that. Now we start off by multiplying the number pairs starting from the right hand side. So we go 8 multiplied by 3 will give us 24 in that box there. And then we move 1 to the left and look at the tens column, and we do 10 multiplied by 3 will give us 30. Now when we've worked both of those calculations out, we then need to recombine the number to find our total. So we add 30 to 24, and we can go 4 plus 0 will give us 4. 2 tens plus 3 tens will give us 5, which will end up giving us the total 18 multiplied by 3 is 54.
Hello, it's Miss Perrin. I'm going to recap how we use repeated subtraction to divide in year 3. Okay, so you're going to start with your dividend, which is the total that you are sharing out. So I've got 9. My divisor is 3. So I'm going to be subtracting in groups of 3. So my first jump looks like this. 1, 2, 3. Minus 3. 9 minus 3 is 6. I'm going to keep doing this until I get to 0. 1, 2, 3, minus 3. 6 minus 3 equals 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 minus 3 equals 0. I've now got to 0. To find my answer, I need to look at how many times I did this. 1, 2, 3. 3 is your answer, your quotient. If you look at this one, 15 divided by 3, you'd do the same again. So you'd start over here with 15 and you're going to be subtracting in groups of 3. So 15 minus 3 is 12. If you're not sure, you can count back on your fingers. 12 minus 3 equals 9. 9 minus 3 equals 6. 6 minus 3 equals 3. And 3 minus 3 equals 0. How many times did I do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer, my quotient, is 5. This works for dividing your 3s, 4s and 8s, which is what we learn in year 3. Hello, it's Miss Parron. I'm going to recap how we use the chunking method to divide in year 3 and year 4. In year 3, we divide with our 3s, 4s and 8s. And I know that year 4, you are working with all your times tables and you're working in the hundreds numbers. So I'll do a separate video for year 4 with the hundred numbers. If you're a year 4 and you're working with 2-digit numbers, then this is still okay for you as well. Okay, so the idea of chunking is that we start with our largest number and chunk down until we reach 0. Now, I'm going to chunk down in groups of 3 because that's my divisor. The way we do this is knowing our times table facts. So I look at 39 and I have to think of which 3 times table facts go into 39. I'm not quite sure. Oh, I know that 10 times 3 equals 30. So I can subtract 30 using 10 times 3. Then you go into column subtraction. You've got 9, subtract 0 is still 9. And 3, take away 3 is 0. You can have 0 as a placeholder or you can get rid of it. That's absolutely fine. Okay, now I have to look at what times table facts equal 9. What times table facts equal 9? If you're finding this tricky, you can have your times tables for you to look at. If you've got your times tables, you can look at your answers here. Oh, 9. I know that 3 times 3 equals 9. Okay, I know 3 times 3 equals 9. That means I can chunk away 9. 9 subtracted from 9 is 0. Okay, I've got to the 0 now, which means I've completed the chunking part of the division, but I haven't yet found my quotient or the answer. How do we find that? We find that by looking at our times table sentences that we did. And we take our first number from each of our times tables and add them together. 10 add 3 is 13. And this is our quotient. That is your answer. That is how you find it. Now this does work for the 3s, 4s, 8s and the other times tables that you learn into year 4 as well.